Welcome back to the channel. This limb you see up over my head is right at 14 feet. And typically I would get a step ladder and get up there with my chainsaw and cut it, but that's just way too dangerous to be doing that. So I've gotten myself a new pole saw. I'm going to show you how that works and show you the benefits of using it and staying safe. Stick around for that. Did you ever have tree limbs you couldn't quite reach from the ground and you was reluctant to break out the ladder and the chainsaw and get up and do all that dangerous work? Well, that kind of job calls for a pole saw. And that's what I have here today is this Kobalt battery operated pole saw. Well, as you may already know, Kobalt is a brand that's available at Lowe's, and Lowe's had this 24-volt pole saw on special for $129, and it looks pretty interesting. One thing I really like about this is I have multiple Kobalt power tools, drills, sanders, saws, and they're all going to use the same 24-volt battery. Now, Kobalt does make a 40-volt version of this pole saw, which goes for about $199. Of course, it has more power and more battery length because of the larger battery, but it also gives you a longer cutting surface. This one has a 8-inch cutting saw, as we'll see in just a moment, and the 40-volt is going to have a 10-inch. So let's see what we have here. We've got some extension poles. Now this is supposed to extend out to 14 feet. And in most cases, that should be enough to get the job done. Now this is a residential quality product. I don't think it's intended for commercial use, but it looks pretty good. There's the 8-inch bar with the chain. It has here a little reservoir for some what is called bar and chain oil to put in there to keep this lubricated while it's operating. So let's set that aside. And it does come with this nice cover. Then this is the control handle piece here, a place for the battery to go in right there. I'm not quite sure what this is, but we do have a trigger mechanism up here. And here's the 24-volt battery that comes with it. And finally, you do get the charger, the 24-volt battery charger. Okay, let me put this together and we'll take a look at it all hooked up. Here's a little display of some of the various other tools that Kobalt has. And on the back side are some of the specs for this saw. It has up to a 14-foot max reach. It has up to 110 pounds of cut. I'm not quite sure what that means. And only 8.8 pounds in weight. The battery is going to slide in right here as that. And the saw piece has a couple of arrows to line up the arrows. And it comes together like this. It feels pretty stable, but you really can't tell till you get it outside and cut something. So I'm going to get it charged up. I'm going to get some bar oil added to it, and then we'll do a demonstration outside cutting some limbs. So stick around for that. The saw does not come with any bar chain oil, and a recommendation in the pamphlet is to use the Kobalt brand. Well, I don't think it's any different than bar oil you'll find anywhere else. So I've got some oil here that I use in my chainsaw. Just going to put it in there. Just like that. The battery's all charged up. It just slides right in like that. And it's all good to go except for one thing. That's the instructions, comes with some safety criteria in there, and I'm sure you've already read through that. Oh, some of you haven't read the safety criteria? Well, let's take a few minutes and do that right now. A couple of tips I want to share is, first off, safety. Safety is everything when you're working with a power tool, especially a cutting tool like this. It can really do some damage to yourself, to your animals if you have them running around, or other people that might be in your way. And I think Kobalt would agree to say that this is just an accident waiting to happen if you don't follow safety precautions when you're using this. Other point I wanted to bring across is that each one of these junctures here where you're putting the sections together, there's an arrow on there, and follow the arrow to hook it up together. It will hook up without following the arrows, but what happens is the connections inside will not deliver power to your cutting motor. So look at the arrows, get them lined up, tighten it down, and you'll be fine at that point. All right, let's make the first cut. To make a clean cut, it should come up under the bottom of it a little bit. And then over the top. Perfect. Let's see if I can get a little bit more of this. Yep, that did the job. I can already tell that this Kobalt pole saw is going to save me a lot of dangerous adventures up on a stepladder, which I'll never do again. And I'm probably going to have a little fun along the way. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of product reviews like this, stuff around the homestead, a lot of things I'm sure you'll be interested in. Until next time, thanks for watching. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't make that undercut. Like I was telling you.